High in the snow-covered peaks of the Cloudspire Mountains lies a temple so ancient that even the monks who guard it no longer know its true purpose. The Gadiato, as they call it, is carved from living rock, laced with brass mechanisms and adorned with cryptic runes whose meanings have long been forgotten. But one thing is certain. The temple houses a relic of immense, long-lost power. That faint notion alone was enough for the monks to swear an oath. They would lay down their lives to protect it, even if its secret was never revealed to them. Among them lived a man who fit this ascetic world no more than a storm fits the stillness of a lake. His name was Wukong, though the monks mockingly called him Sun, the great sage, a title meant in scorn, not respect, a mirror of his arrogance. But Wukong embraced the name with pride, convinced it was his by right. He wore a radiant diadem and bore a finely crafted staff, not as tools of meditation, but as trophies of his self-proclaimed greatness. One evening, as the mountaintops glowed in the fading sun, Wukong spotted a fire monkey darting through the temple's sacred halls. "A thief!" he roared, his voice echoing through stone. In the blink of an eye, he killed the defenseless monkey, but the creature was no mere beast. As it fell, its form shimmered and changed, revealing a face spirit, a mischievous specter from the deep woods. As it lay dying, its ethereal essence latched onto Wukong, enveloping him in a dark, ancient magic. Wukong's screams echoed through the temple as his body twisted. His flesh stretched and bristled with fur, and his mind was overtaken by wild, primal impulses. He had become a skinwalker, half man, half beast, and worse still, his once glorious diadem fused into his very skull, a permanent mark of his downfall. His roar thundered through the cloud spire, a cry of despair, for he knew then he would never leave the Gadiato again. Days turned into weeks. The monks avoided him, fearful and silent, while Wukong was consumed by rage and torment. Then, one day, a stranger arrived, a pilgrim cloaked in a humble mantle, her face hidden beneath a hood. When she stood before him, she lifted her veil, and light bathed the chamber. "Arbiter," Wukong gasped in awe. The immortal spoke, her voice both gentle and resolute. "Sun Wukong," she said, "your pride led you here. But your story is not yet over. There is a way to break the curse." She explained that the Gadiato relic must be returned to its rightful place, but Wukong, now bound to the temple, could only leave if he remained close to her. "Follow me," she said, "and find redemption." At first, Wukong was defiant. "Why should I trust you?" Arbiter only smiled. She stepped to the heart of the Gadiato and touched the relic. The runes ignited with brilliance, ancient gears turning once more. The relic lifted into the air, obeying her as if drawn by destiny itself. Convinced of her power, Wukong agreed. Together they left the temple, she as the bearer of light, he as her guardian beast. Their journey was long and perilous. Through the plains of Peltas, the mists of Durham Forest, and the jagged paths of Cloudspire, they fought through legions of demons, dark fae, and merciless raiders. Wukong fought like a tempest, fierce and unstoppable, but something within him began to shift. With each battle, each test, he realized he was no longer just fighting for her, but for the salvation of his own soul. At last, they reached their destination, a hidden sanctuary in the southern highlands. There, Arbiter revealed the relic's true form, a codex, a legacy of the ancient builders who raised Arbiter's tower to seal away the darkness. The scholars who awaited them were elated, but Wukong felt something else. He had changed. Then Arbiter spoke once more. "The curse could have been lifted long ago," she confessed, "but you had to learn to let go of your pride." Wukong laughed softly, without bitterness. "You're right," he said. "I was blind. You showed me the truth." And as he spoke, the diadem melted from his head, the curse undone. Yet Wukong chose to wear it still, not as a crown of vanity, but as a symbol of his journey. A reminder that true strength lies in humility. He returned to the Gadiato, not as a fallen guardian, but as a wise teacher, ready to share his tale with those willing to listen. Which tales from Teleria do you want to hear next? Just let me know in the comments. And if you like the stories, I would be very happy about a like or a subscription. That way you support me and this channel.